And for more on this story, I can speak live now to Marcus Papadopoulos, editor of Politics First. Thanks for joining us, Marcus. And I just want to start by just updating the audience, because we're now getting claims that there may have been 11 people killed in these attacks. And indeed, the fear is that the situation is going to be much worse, because the Health Ministry have already called out for, they're asking for blood donations, which suggests just how sizable the devastation could be from this terrorist attack. Who do you think, given the political situation in Turkey, is most likely to be behind it?
Well, there's an old saying, isn't there? If you play with fire, you get burned. And what we can say with confidence is that the Turkish government has not only been playing with fire in Syria, it has helped to create a massive inferno in Syria by having supported various Islamist terrorist groups, from Al-Qaeda to IS to elements of the FSA. So the terrorist attack, if it is a terrorist attack in Ankara, could have been carried out by any number of those groups, any number of those terrorist groups which the Turkish government has been supporting. And it's extremely important to affirm this, that the policy of Turkey in regard to the conflict in Syria is really down to one person, and that is President Erdogan. And it is my opinion, and it's the opinion of numerous foreign representatives of governments in London who I've spoken to, that President Erdogan is actually mentally ill, that he's mentally unsound. And in no way am I making light play of mental ill health. But President Erdogan is a megalomaniac. He has a messianic view of himself, and he's an extremely dangerous leader for the region. We can look back in history to people like Adolf Hitler, who we can say with certainty was mentally ill. Now, in no way am I saying that Erdogan has the same power as Adolf Hitler. Thank God he doesn't. But nonetheless, through his mental ill health, his mental instability, he has helped to cause a terrible, terrible conflict in Syria. And of course, that is now being felt in parts of Turkey. And really, President Erdogan has to be removed from power one way or another. He is extremely dangerous to have in that region.
Well, some strong claims there, Marcus. Of course, though, he was just voted into power. I mean, he has had the mandate of the people, I should say, but there's been a lot has changed in the few weeks that have passed since. I can say now that the number of fatalities has been confirmed by official sources as being 11 now. I can also tell you that the spokesman for the ruling AK party did describe this as an act of terrorism. What actions from the government do you think, or from anybody indeed, any parties involved, could have provoked this attack?
Well, I would say one thing very quickly about Erdogan's re-election. Numerous Turkish people that I've spoken to have all said that there is so much corruption in party politics in elections in Turkey that President Erdogan is not as popular as perhaps the election results would demonstrate. But, you know, what we need on behalf of the Turkish government and other Turkish political parties is for straight away for Turkey to seal its border with Syria. That means no more allowing Islamist terrorists, jihadists, to cross from Turkey into Syria. If the Turkish government seals its border with Syria, then that will be quite a blow to terrorism in Syria, and also it will weaken terrorist activities in Turkey itself. But unfortunately, we're not seeing any evidence of that. On the contrary, as the Russian government has said recently, the Turkish government, President Erdogan, is increasing the amount of terrorists that Turkey is sending into Syria, and it's increasing the safe havens in Turkey for terrorists. So quite frankly, though it's a terrible thing what's happened in Ankara today, there is going to be more and more of these sort of instances. Why? Because Turkey has embroiled itself with terrorists. And, you know, the Turkish government and numerous Islamist terrorists are starting to fall out with each other. We can say the murderers and the thieves have fallen out with each other, and they're starting to turn their guns on each other. It's a tragedy, not just for Turkey, it's also a terrible tragedy for Syria, but I can only reaffirm what I said earlier on in this interview, that this is down to President Erdogan, and the West has to realise they are supporting a man who really is a malignant character in the region, and he does need to be removed.
Our guest this hour, Marcus Papadopoulos, editor of Politics First. Thank you.